if Jeff don't shut the up when it comes time to tribal and all these competitions, you are going to be getting an immunity idol. But what comes with that immunity idol?
And an immunity idol.
And yes, an immunity idol, an immunity, whatever, same idol that's going to save your life, whatever idol it is, okay? All right, hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Survivor Recap of Survivor 47 on the Royalty Show, also the Heavy Crown Network. I am your host, Big D.
I am Tiffany Monique motherfucking Mitchell.
And welcome again, guys. Also, before we even start, I want to thank everybody for staying with us this whole entire time. Please remember to like and subscribe and comment. We truly appreciate it. Also, just so you guys know, Tiffany and I have joined the Blue Sky Club. So if you guys do have Blue Sky, please check us out, shout us out, let us know you're one of our viewers. And you never know, you might get a follow back. You never know. So
you can find me on Blue Sky. This is the only social media platform I was able to have my name. You can find me at tiffanymitchell.info.
Come on,
because I'm legit.
Yeah, is that just everyone has .info, or is that like just you?
No, everyone has like Blue Sky, but I created my own domain.
Oh. Excuse me. Okay. So I guess I need to look into that, but
not everybody has their own domain. Yeah.
Mine's the same as all my platforms, the Derek Frazier. So very, very simple.
I could have been absolutely Tiff, but I was like, I'm going to be mad as hell if I could have got Tiffany Mitchell and then somebody comes and gets Tiffany Mitchell.
Correct. We don't need that.
It's Tiffany Mitchell.
Need that.
Tiffany Mitchell.
So yes, please come check us out on Blue Sky. Of course, we're still on Instagram and Twitter and all these other places.
No, we ain't. I be posting on Blue Sky, y'all. I be telling all my business.
Not all your business. I will say this. I do appreciate that Blue Sky is a little bit more like, tell you the truth, I'm not planning to talk about any Big Brother. Like, I'm literally talking my shit. Whatever I want to say. If I feel like I want to say I want to punch a bitch, I'm going to say I'm going to punch a bitch today.
It's very new, and I feel like I'm meeting a lot of people who don't know me. I don't know them. There is no judgment. It's like we're all starting fresh. I feel like I am a freshman in college with like maybe at the local college where I know a few of these people here, but it's also a lot of out-of-towners too. And like, it's just more personal for me. I talk a little bit more of my personal stuff. Sometimes I feel like there's a lot of judgment on other platforms where they just won't let you move past the past. So over here, there is no past. It's like everybody's in the present. I like it. For now.
Yeah, I like that too. I do like it. It reminds me of my old school days where I wasn't Big D and I could say whatever I want.
Yes. That's what
also,
I
while I'm shouting out people, if you guys have not, please make sure you guys go get a Zaddy calendar, okay? If you don't know where to go, I'll put that information at the bottom.
You're covering your mouth.
Oh, I'm
You're
sorry.
Covering
Bryce,
your mic. Yeah.
Oh, Bryce has Zaddy calendars. Okay, it has like all the, the men of Survivor and Big Brother. Of course, yours truly is in November.
Oh.
So make sure you guys go check it out. Okay, go get it. All right. Now, speaking of Survivor.
I
know. Now, Tiff, speaking of Survivor, it's just us tonight, which is nice. I feel like we haven't got a chance just to recap just ourselves, and we can get right to the point.
Okay.
So, we are now in episode 10, guys. If you guys have not caught up, I would let you guys know that Saul went home last week, and it was, I will say, a little bit like hard to see because I wanted Saul to stay just a little bit longer. But Saul went home last week. But we start off this episode 10. This episode is called Loyal to the Soul, which I love that. We start off with Teeny being very upset. She's kind of filming. She's kind of like pissed at Genevieve. She knows that Genevieve was the person behind this vote. Now, getting rid of Saul was Genevieve's idea. She's been wanting to do it. And Tina just feels like she's selfish about that. Do you think that Genevieve, Tiff, do you think that she kind of shot herself in the foot by making sure everyone knows she was a part of this plan? Because they all knew it was her.
Yeah. I think we talked to someone else who was telling us how you want to be careful too early on letting the tribe know that it's you behind this move because it's a little early. And I mean, you can always, there's always an opportunity to get out. But I think that she, in her conversation with Teeny, she is aware that she has hurt Teeny, and I think that she did want to put this move out there as being on her resume, but her not including Teeny, I don't think she realized more so how it looks that I think they're two in the same. One, you're placing a bigger target on you. Like she said, the tall blade gets cut, tall blade gets cut first. And then she's put this target on her back as being this mastermind who came up with this plan, but then she also is creating an enemy in one of her closest allies, which is Teeny. It's just building distrust. And she does say something very important that I think that in any game is a little relative, which is she's trying not to get too emotionally attached to people and play with her emotions. And she wasn't expecting Teeny to view this move as Genevieve trying to make Teeny look dumb. I don't think she accounted for that.
Yeah, and I also don't. I think I love the one thing you pointed out is that people forget when you play these games, your emotion does come into it. It's really hard to suppress your emotions unless you're Kylan Young. That is the only person I know that can suppress your emotions. But everybody else, it is not. It's very hard to do to suppress your emotions.
And I mean, you want to try to do that because you go in these games playing with your heart like a lot of people aren't. And it's a logical game. We don't come in knowing people. And so it's like, you can't put these people in front of the reason why you're there.
Yeah, I agree with that. Also, this is day 17, so we're on day 17. Everyone knows that Genevieve was behind the vote.
Yeah.
And Sam and Andy are discussing how she could be, a slithering snake. He's like, she is somebody we need to get rid of. Like, we really can't trust her. And Andy, Andy's doing his thing. Andy goes and tells Rachel he doesn't trust her. And I want to cut to Andy because Andy is making it clear that he is everywhere. He's everywhere. He's tied to everyone. And like he said, he got ice in his veins. Okay.
He said something about he's got his web. He's spun a web of all of this, he's got this web going. And I was just thinking to myself, also, does Andy think he's Spider-Man?
Not Spider-Man.
Yes.
Spider-Man. Right, that's what it's given. But Tiff, I will say this to you. I feel like Andy is kind of everywhere. I mean, here's the thing. I got to go back to Derek week 1 and Tiffany week 1. We would not think that Andy would be where he is right now because the way that he is playing this, he's not looked at as a target. And he's over here. I'm going to say this. He's eating the girls up in these green screens. He's letting them know I'm a part of every move. I'm a part of everything. I'm part of every plan. And technically he is.
He calls himself the smiling assassin.
It's kind of true.
Yeah, he's like, no one sees me coming. And you're right. He's got all of these chats with everyone. Everyone's coming up to him, trying to make sure that they're all on the same page. And Andy considers himself a lethal player in this game.
Lethal, baby. That's a big word. So
maybe he's the Black Widow. He's a killer spider.
Yeah. Here's my thing. If I was, and this is just me foreseeing it, if Andy makes it to the end, and if I was playing this game, if Andy can, as you always say, Tiff, articulate his game properly or based on how moves are made and how he speaks, he possibly could win this game. That's just my thoughts. Just my thoughts.
He seems to own his flaws and his accolades. He seems to know when to toot his own horn, and he seems to know when to beat his own ass. And so if he is as honest should he make it to the end with them with the jury as he is when he's in his green screen saying, this is what I'm doing. This is what I did. He came in week 1 and said, I want to be everybody's number one. I want to have a bunch of number ones. That way it makes, if I'm all of these people's number one, I'm not the one they're voting out. Mm-hmm. So he is doing what he strategized to do. And that's impressive because I think he will be able to articulate that because that was always his plan.
I agree with that. Yeah, he did say that week 1. We're going to cut to, we're at the final 9, guys. There's 9 players left. We cut to the challenge. This challenge is, I can't believe I'm saying this again, but it's going to be slithering through the sand.
This one is a reward challenge, not the immunity challenge. This is the reward challenge.
Yes. So this is a reward challenge. And there's teams of 3. There's about 3 teams. And what's on the prize, which, I mean, I'm not going to lie. I got it during Survivor. I probably wouldn't be excited for this award. But it's like salad, wraps, veggies, fruit. And I think they did say like cookies and cream. And I think they did say chicken at least. So this was more of like a healthy... This was like more of a healthy type of award, a little different than what we normally see. So I did appreciate them trying to do something different. The teams are, blue team is Kyle, Rachel, Sam. Yellow team is Genevieve, Sue, and Teeny. Red team is Andy, Gabe, and Caroline.
So I do just want to describe this. This reward challenge, their arms and their feet are tethered together. Well, not together. Their arms are tethered together. Their feet are tethered together. And they have to slither on their stomachs through the sand, pushing a ball through to the finish line. And then all 3 of them have to do that per team to make it to the next phase, which is when they have to roll that ball down like a little alley, like a bowling alley thing. And at the end, your ball has to lock into its position. And there are 3 different posts where that each person has to go, and they get longer and longer. And so then the first team that accomplishes those wins this reward challenge with this cookies and cream cake that I can just see Gabe's mouth watering for.
And I will say this was hard. Like, let me tell you something. It's hot. I'm already, I've lost a lot of weight. I'm hot. I'm probably dehydrated. And now you got me in this burning sand. You want me to put my face in this sand. And the fact that they have to slither their way through this, of course, Kyle ends up taking off running as usual. Kyle is just, it's unbelievable to see. So he takes off running. But I want to cut to Andy because Andy, I want to say this, Tiff. I don't know if you saw it, but on Twitter, they have a thread of Andy. When he's playing these games, they're always saying he's doing something sexual. And they've been putting it together.
So they showed his mouth and his tongue full of sand. His mouth was disgusting. First of all, I can't imagine crawling in sand with my shoulders. Sand, it hurts, it scratches. I just don't like nothing scratchy on me. I don't even like tags on my clothes. I can't imagine scooting through the sand, let alone opening my mouth and having to get sand in my mouth. Andy gave 0 F's about it. I saw the sand all stuck to his tongue. They put that on Twitter.
They're going to. I'm about to go find the thread so I can send it to you. Because it started with Andy first with the pole, and he's like...
Oh, God, yeah.
And then the other day, last episode, when he had to pull the treasure box out of it, and Sam's like, get it. And he's like...
Yeah, he was. He went, damn.
So there's always something. They always with
Lord.
Andy.
I was about to say something so inappropriate.
I'm going to kind of go through this.
All right.
Blue team ends up winning, which is Kyle, Rachel, and Sam. So they get this veggie award with the cookies and cream cake and all that good stuff. Kyle opens up, and I'm going to cut to his green screen moment. He opens up and explains, like, him being a physical threat, it's hard for him to form alliances. Okay. He knows for a fact that he has to win because it's like, they're going to take him out the first opportunity they can. And he says it's very hard for him to want to make other alliances because when they're at this award challenge, Sam is like, baby, I'll work with anybody who wants to work with me. You know, he's trying to make relationships with, you know, Kyle, but Kyle's kind of like, sure, yeah, because Sam throws out there that we should get rid of Gabe. Yeah. Gabe should go. You know, and Kyle's kind of like, I don't know if that's the move for me. Like, maybe Genevieve would be the person. And, you know, Rachel, she's kind of just, I love that Rachel's just kind of taking everything in. She's not really saying a lot. Go ahead, Tiff.
That Rachel from Southfield, she got game. She know to keep her mouth closed. She know to just listen. You got 2 ears, 1 mouth. That means listen twice as much as you speak. Rachel ain't gonna let you in because she Detroit raised. She already know how it goes down. We keep our mouth closed. A fish wouldn't get caught if he didn't open his mouth. Rachel is listening, taking in all the game. Rachel from Southfield. Okay, go ahead.
That's all you got for this whole episode, okay? So Rachel, you know, is kind of keeping her mouth closed, but there is a point that Rachel and Sam have a conversation. I did appreciate this conversation because Sam's like, I got you. I'm working with you. And Rachel's looking at him like,
since when?
Since when? You just blew up my game last week. Like,
you're working with me now.
Yeah, like you're working with me now, but you blew up my game.
I mean, I know I got your vote.
Right. I thought that was important. I love that she clocked him on that. And, you know, I think that she's kind of like, I got to work with him, but I don't really know. I think she's like, you know, because that alone will make you not want to trust somebody. Yeah. So we come back to Andy because, you know, Andy is Spider-Man, as you said, too. Andy is trying to take control of everybody. He feels like I need to go to the other side of the island. There's somebody he has not made a relationship with as much, and it's Sue. So Andy has
Lord.
You want to go ahead and say? No, please. Please.
How you gonna try to make a relationship with Sue 19 days on the island? Sue is a woman of experience and wisdom, and one thing she is not is a fool. You're not about to come try to kiss on up to her now. What?
I think that she kind of did. Not saying she 100% fell for it, but she kind of did. I think that she kind of entertained it and liked it because of the fact that Sue has been on this rant of, he wrote my name down. Kyle wrote my name down. Kyle wrote my name down.
Oh yeah, she does want Kyle.
Kyle wrote my name down.
Yeah,
Kyle
it was not for Andy. It was for her own vendetta to get rid of Kyle. Yeah, if you'll help me get rid of Kyle, yes.
Yes. So I think that, you know, it definitely did help. And Andy being the master Spider-Man,
what is he? Master Spider-Man? Okay.
Master Spider-Man he is. Oh, I'm just going to say him being
a smiling assassin.
A smiling assassin. Him being the Joker, he is over here letting Sue know that, hey, just let you know, Gabe called you and Caroline Tweedledoo and Tweedledum. And Sue's like, he called me what? He is playing on Sue's string because she knows that she's been complaining about him.
Gabe or Kyle? Smart. Who called her? Did he say Kyle called him Tweedledum?
Oh, Kyle. Yes, okay, I'm sorry. Okay, Kyle called her Caroline. Yeah, Tweedledoo and Tweedledum. Thank you so much, Jeff. Okay. Gabe, we cut to Gabe telling Genevieve and Teeny that, you know, Kyle needs to go. Sam tells, you know, Teeny and Andy that Gabe is his target. So, like, right now, we know that it looks like it's either Gabe or Kyle, you know, going into things. I do want to cut to an emotional moment, you know, just to kind of shout it out. Teeny talks about being non-binary. She's talking about how that affects her game, how she feels alone. And two, you know, it's just kind of hard for her because I think that Genevieve doing what she did to her really did hurt her a lot. Yeah. She understands it's a game, but it was a lot. But I appreciate Teeny talking about this subject because a lot of people don't understand, you know, how people feel at times when they might be in a certain body but feel completely different. Mm-hmm. So I'm glad they brought awareness to that.
I'm in the wrong body. I'm supposed to be a bad bitch. I'm supposed to have a young. Shit. I'm in the wrong body. Huh?
I'm supposed to be skinny. Okay. I'm in the wrong body.
I'm supposed to have an ass from North Carolina to California.
Not North Carolina to California, girl.
Never mind. I don't want to ask that big. I'm just kidding. I don't, Lord, don't listen.
We also got to take this moment that her bag caught on fire.
Baby, what? I said, you know what? I'm tell you what I thought. When she was having that emotional moment of feeling alone and it just triggering her to like her real life situations of feeling alone and losing Saul and just feeling betrayed by Genevieve. And she's laying there when her bag catches on fire. And that is like what she considers is like, this is all of my life. This is my life savings in this bag. This is all I have is what's in this bag. Honey, I said, and she about to walk off that island because I probably would be gone. Just give me my raggedy shit. Okay, this is it. This is a sign.
Yep.
But I was proud that she said, I was not necessarily proud, but I was really inspired and I was really impressed by her tenacity to say, this lit a fire under me that I'm still here. I'm still in this game. I'm not giving up. I still have life in this game. And she used that as inspiration and motivation instead of like a sign to quit.
Yeah. And she said, yeah, I love that she did that. Because me and you, girl, I was like, production.
Okay, that's my sign from God. God said, go ahead, burned it down.
Yeah, make whatever excuse you have to say. I cheated. I broke a rule. I don't care. Just I'm ready to go to jury. So,
damn.
I'm ready because that would have been it for me. Now it's day 18. We get to the immunity challenge. Jeff, somebody makes a joke about Jeff because they walk up and they go, "Damn, Jeff, you and these balls." Like, he's always with these ball challenges. So players have to balance balls on a disc while also standing on a wooden plague. I think that's crazy. I think that's just,
they don't care about people's feet. Like, when they get old, they're going to look back and go, I wonder why my feet curved like this and what did I ever do to my feet? It was when you went on Survivor for them 19 days and you kept standing on them wooden planks and curling your toes around pieces of wood. The arthritis is setting in.
And speaking of feet, I actually just bought this new stuff for my feet. So if you guys want to check it out.
Oh, okay. Healthy feet. Oh, Keith's Healthy Feet. Now it goes on the bottom.
I put it all over my foot.
It's for hard feet.
Yeah, because I can't.
Yeah, I got some good old soft feet.
Not the free feet pics.
Let me see. Is it the good old? Okay. Oh, it's a little ashy. Cut that part out.
No, somebody gonna take that and run with that. Sponsored by Healthy Feet, guys.
This foot might be better.
Oh, come on the other foot. This is feet porn right now. We are getting feet porn on this episode. All right now.
Put my foot back down.
Oh, girl, what you trying to show how flexible you are?
I am flexible.
The way you brought it to your chest and stuff.
I'm sorry. I've been alone. Hi, I'm back.
You are right about, like, they really don't care. Now, before we start, Jeff is always playing, this is Jigsaw, this is Saul. He's always playing some games. He goes, listen, what also comes with this immunity is that you guys can get a bag of rice. Now, I also didn't like that Jeff didn't explain how much this rice would last them, because it'll be a little different if they're like, this rice will last you to the end of the game or something.
Yeah. Okay.
I feel like he should have put like he usually tells you how long. But he says you're going to get a pound of rice, but I need 4 players to sit out. Baby. Everybody's face was like, nope. Nobody's jumping up to want to sit out. So Jeff is like, all right, people are like, can we give you 3 players? Can we give you 2 players? He's like, no, 4 players. Now, Tiff, who said, because I feel like, first of all, Caroline suggested, she said, hey, I'll give you my shot in the dark for, if you're willing to give us the bag of rice. He's like, no, that's not enough. Who said, everybody, how about we all give you our shot in the dark?
Was it?
I want to say Gabe.
Was it Gabe? Gabe definitely. Well, Gabe was the deciding factor.
The deciding factor. But I don't know who said it. But they decide that everybody is going to give it their shot in
And
the dark.
Sam does not want to. Sam's not here for it. Sam's like,
Sam's
this
not
is
here for
all
it.
I've got. I don't want to do that. And Gabe was pretty much like, what do you mean? You're gonna, like, you can't even have a vote if you can't play because you can't eat and you're hungry. Like, you need this rice. We all need this rice.
Which the way he put it was great, but I will also say this. I don't know. I'm such a petty bitch. I would look at Gabe and be like, no, I'm not giving it my shot in the dark.
Well, but see,
It's your lifeline. It's also your lifeline because
It is your
if I don't
lifeline.
have an immunity idol or I don't have anything, it's like,
it's his lifeline, but also I think in that moment, if he would have been the one to upset the whole group, like, and also play a selfish game, then he probably risked whoever they were mad at or whoever they wanted out, it would probably switch to him. And he's like, is it worth it? Like, do I give up my shot in the dark and possibly still have a chance of safety, whether I win an immunity challenge or I can convince people? Or do I keep my shot in the dark, possibly not even get any rice, piss off the whole tribe, and my name's the one that's going on parchment? So it was kind of an ultimatum.
oh, okay, you're right. No, you're right.
So if I'm the team, I'm looking at Gabe's negotiation skills. Gabe, the negotiator, just negotiated with an ostrich.
Not an ostrich.
Because I don't want to say nostrich.
Well, I will say this. Yes, it really does show how he's very persuaded. And
Yeah.
also, shout out to Jeff doing what Jeff does because he's the messiest queen I know. Wow, Sam. So Gabe was able to persuade you then. And I do appreciate Sam saying, all right, I'm doing this for the tribe. Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's basically like, no, I don't want to do this. This is for the tribe.
Yeah.
This competition kicks off and everyone does great. They get past the first round. And then the wind starts coming in because the wind is a paid actor. The one time we don't need wind.
I was
the
wondering,
wind was blowing the balls everywhere.
Was that natural wind? Because why would it start like that? I ain't seen wind all season.
I haven't either.
All of a sudden, and here goes Jeff, and here comes the wind. Did you bring it, Jeff?
Not the Beyonce wind machine.
I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it.
Oh, I will say this. Even though I'm not fast forwarding too much, but as we get to Tribe, it's raining, so maybe that was just, unfortunately, one of those days where the wind and the weather
I'm a
was picking
skeptic.
up. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yes, come on, skeptic. And this is why I watch all those shows with you about crimes and stuff like that, which we do have a new one coming out on Monday, which we said we're going to watch.
Okay.
We are going to watch that. So, as we're continuing, it gets down to the final four. It ends up being scratch that. It ends up being Sue, Kyle, Sam, and Gabe. Or was it Teeny?
I remember Teeny was up there. Teeny was up there for a long time.
So it was four of them.
Mm-hmm.
I was happy when Gabe went out. I was like, yes, let's get him. And I was also happy when Genevieve was out because I was like, yes, let's get her. So the wind starts picking up. Teeny ends up going. Then I was hoping Sam would winning. Teeny did a great job, and I was hoping that Sam was going to get it too.
Because he has not gotten an immunity yet. Yeah.
Yes, and he deserves it. He really does. But our girl Sue is up there giving them a run for their money, and then of course
The win.
And
so then it got down to Sue and Kyle, and then they had to get 3 balls. Did they get 3 or that was 3 balls? They got to 3 balls.
Yeah, it was 3 balls. Those final 4 had 3 balls.
Yeah. So then Teeny dropped.
Unfortunately,
Sam dropped, and then it left Sue and Kyle, and they were up there for a nice while. Kyle was getting nervous. His ball, Jeff had me cracking, and Sam's balls are on the move. I said, oh, well, all right. Yeah, Kyle's balls got to moving with the wind. The wind blew Kyle's balls, and Sue's balls was holding on, but Sue's balls rolled off the edge. One of her balls collapsed, and then there was none.
And basically, the last person to have balls was
Yeah.
Kyle, and Kyle ends up winning.
Kyle kept his
fifth.
balls.
Yeah,
Fourth.
Kyle ends up winning his fifth.
Fourth.
I thought it was 4.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 4 immunity challenge. He's also, as Jeff says, joins the elite players that have won.
There are only a few people who have won 5. Because remember, he had 3, and he almost could have won last week, but he didn't. He didn't win that one. So this makes his 4th. But Jeff says there are only a few players who have won 5 immunity challenges, and Kyle is almost there.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of ready for him to go. It's so boring. Okay, so now we have, people have to figure out who they're gonna vote out, and it seems like there's a little bit back and forth. Gabe wants to get out Genevieve. He's making a case for why Genevieve needs to go, while Teeny's also targeting Genevieve because she hasn't forgot what she did to Saul, and she knows she can't trust her. But Caroline, out of nowhere, wants to target Gabe because she feels like if I could target Gabe and make the move for Gabe to go home, it would help her game. Because right now they've been playing the same game, but she needs to make some type of move for her resume. I do appreciate, Tiff, and tell me your thoughts. I do appreciate this cast thinking about the end at this point. Thinking about who do I need to get rid of to help my game in order to build my resume. And I think sometimes players forget that sometimes, and I love that they're doing that.
Yeah, I think they have realized that Gabe has a strong team of support. People will listen to him. They'll rally behind him. And if you cut the head of the snake off, what will everyone else do? They'll have to find somebody else. And so that leaves Sue to have to find another leader or someone else that is a strong person that she's comfortable with working with. So Gabe has a lot of support, but if you get rid of Gabe, then you possibly can earn his allies.
I agree. As we're going into everything, we go into Tribal. Okay. Tribal is wet and rainy. Sierra and Saul come in. Saul look good. I love that little Vessie. He can run. They look both look good.
Honey, Ponderosa is doing them well.
And I love that Sierra comes in with the same look. She makes sure people know I'm paying attention. I think I missed a little bit of the beginning of Tribal.
Saul did not look. He didn't give a smile. He was like,
no.
And everybody was staring at him. And Teeny stared at him for so long. And
she misses him.
And Gabe stared at him. And I thought he would at least give Teeny like a little, but he gave nothing.
I think they're not allowed to.
Okay. I
think that's a part of production.
Okay.
I think last season we got a little bit of a treat because I'm not gonna lie, there's a bunch of black people in the jury. So I think they were doing a little bit too much.
Okay.
But you're usually
I got
not supposed
nothing
to do
from those facial expressions.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're not supposed to do anything unless you react to something that somebody said.
Oh, okay.
So that's usually what happens.
Well, it just starts with Jeff asking Teeny, what does community mean? And I guess it is because there was this community of organization to all sacrifice their shot in the dark for this rice. And he makes it very plain that Sam did not want to do that, but he was either persuaded or cajoled by Gabe to do it. So he kind of put a spotlight on Gabe as being this master persuader.
Control. What you say? Control?
Cajoled.
Cajole. I love that.
Yeah.
Don't know what it means, but I love
cajoled, like convinced. Yeah. Okay. Got you to do it. Like manipulated that.
Mm-hmm. I do want to cut, and I might jump around, so please correct me, Tev. Andy also says to Jeff, hey, this vote is about threat hunting. And makes it clear that, like, hey, we got to get out the threats, like the people that we feel like are threats in this game, which also shows Andy once again, which I don't know how people are not noticing, like Andy leading stuff and people are just not picking up on it. Maybe jury will, but I don't know.
If he keeps doing this at Tribal, they are going to pick up on it because
I don't know, because I think Sierra is still bitter towards Andy.
Well, I mean, the rest of the camp, because he's everybody's number one in secret, and no one knows where his loyal. They all think his loyalty lies with them, and that he's their little lapdog. And either they think when he comes out at Tribal with these statements like, "Oh, ha ha ha, look at Andy, he really thinks he's running something." Either they're thinking that, or they're going, and you know what? As I think about it, that's probably what they're thinking.
Correct. That's what I was saying. That's why I said, like, either last episode before, I was saying, do we think that Andy playing this whole facade of, oh, Andy and D and like, do we think that it's a part of the game? Because the way he's talking, it does really sound like it's a part of his game.
No, it's 100% a part of his game, but sometimes you can play the fool too well, and when it's time to show that you're the genius, you've already convinced them that you're the fool. And so he doesn't have a lifetime to convince them that I was playing the fool. They may already believe that he is the fool. And that's
I need to make sure I write that in my notes.
That's
Derek, when you play the fool, remember not to do it too long.
That's not too well. You can't play the fool too well. Yeah.
Too well.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. No, that makes sense.
You know, there's a thin line between playing and being. And so he could be making these comments at Tribal, and they could just be like, he think he doing something. He is so silly. Let him talk. Or he could be talking and they could be going, does he think he is running this? And then that may lead them to believe, like, why does he think he's running this? Or you could laugh at that. Or he could say something that leads you to believe, like, he did orchestrate this. But people's egos really do get in the way. And it may be hard for someone, especially this tribe. This tribe is very smart. They've all been very smart. It's hard for someone who considers themselves to be smart and to already have an idea of the game that they're playing, this masterful game, to consider that they are being tricked by who they consider to be the fool.
Damn. Okay. Yeah. And he's doing that. I mean, he's doing that. But guess what? Like you just said, Tim, depending on when people start going to jury, if he makes it a bit further, they're going to start picking up on it. Sam lets, Sam and Andy also says something that, Sam sums it up. You could really feel good, and then you really feel like you're really bad at this game, but then you could really feel good, and you could really feel bad at this game. And Gabe also kind of chimes in and says the same thing. You know, he tells Jeff, yeah, you could really feel good at this game, but then you could really feel really bad at this game, which I thought was very important. I did not know how these votes were going to go tonight.
No, at all.
Not at all.
I was surprised, like, where's the idols? Because I wanted to play mine. I was not even out there.
Right, and there's only two, which just to let the viewers and the listeners know,
Rachel has
only
one.
two idols. Rachel has one, and Sue has the other.
I keep forgetting about Sue's idol. All right.
Yes, so there's two that are out there.
Rachel from Southfield.
Go ahead, girl. Get it out, girl.
It's so respect on Rachel from Southfield. Okay, I'm sorry.
I don't know how these votes are going to go. And Genevieve is kind of like, she's just saying things to try to just keep herself a little bit like, she's not speaking how she usually speaks with her chest. She's speaking a little bit like, and Jeff, and I mean, it just had to do with, like, she's trying to really hide down, okay?
Won't it do it?
Yes, literally. We get to the votes. The votes, I didn't know how they were going to go. Like we said, first it starts with Gabe, then it starts with Genevieve, Then Genevieve again, and Genevieve's like, oh my God, I'm going home. This is it. I'm going home. And then it starts with Gabe. And then she kind of starts lighting up, and it's like, Gabe again. And she's like, and then everybody's looking at Gabe again. Gabe, 10th member, voted out, Gabe.
Did Gabe have a clue? Did he know?
I think he knew it was either him or Genevieve. I think he knew that. But as he's leaving, he does hug, certain people. He hugs his girl.
He hugs
Caroline. Other people. He hugs Caroline. He goes, huh? You got a little snake in you, huh?
He did. He hugged Kyle. He said, I love you, brother.
Mm-hmm.
They had, yes. It was emotional for me because
it was.
I just love authenticity, and when people you see and you can feel like a genuine connection, brotherhood, sisterhood, it just it's human nature, and I'm an empath, so it just makes me feel, it warms my heart. I like that. Plus I know what it's like to go on these games and make relationships and build relationships, and I'm happy that he could see Kyle as his competition, but also his comrade, and that's cool.
Yeah, I agree with that. I also want to point out this. He keep talking about,
I'll be back.
He tells Jeff, I'll be back.
I'll be back.
I don't know why
Kylan, I'll be back.
Right.
I'll be Jeff. He was like, I'll be back. Jeff said, your time is up. No motherfucker play with me.
People understand how these shows work. Like
it's a little cringe.
Yeah, it's a very cringe, and especially, baby. Also, I forgot to talk about this. Why they start off the damn episode with him doing that damn dance?
So that I didn't know that was Ray Lewis's dance.
Oh, where's the Ray and where's the Lewis part in it?
Well, there was a dance part.
Okay.
I had to, that somebody had to tell me that, and I said, well, I had no clue. Apparently, the Ravens fans knew what it was immediately, and they were cheering him on. I said, I know Ray didn't move that slow and stiff, because he wouldn't even been on the football field if he was that slow and stiff.
Well, maybe that's why they put it in the episode. So yeah, now Gabe is gone. Genevieve only had 2 against her. She was pretty shocked by that. I think the previews for last week. Why did I forget what the previews were? I just watched that. Oh my God, I forgot it.
Me too.
Oh, I forgot.
I watched
Who was in? Did you watch it?
Yeah.
What was the preview?
I forgot.
Damn. We both forgot. Okay. I guess you guys won't know what the previews are. I can't remember. Who was the main person that was talking? I can't even think of the previews. Okay, great. I'm sorry, guys. I ain't got no previews for you next week. But we're coming down to the wire. We got 8 players left in the game. I do want to let everyone know, because I did read it in the magazine, Survivor is going to be a 2-part finale.
Oh.
I don't know. Jesus. I was like this. 2-part finale, and both episodes are 2 hours apiece. Yeah.
What happens in this season that they needed this?
I don't know why they needed this.
Did it take somebody 10 minutes to make fire?
I don't know, but that's crazy to hear. And I hate that, because it's like,
Survivor finale is already a lot.
It's already a lot. So now you just expanded it to 2 weeks. So
and that's crazy, because people who have Survivor finale parties are going to have to figure that out. They're going to,
Mm-hmm. And people that have podcasts.
No, what do you mean? Is it 2 nights? It's going to be.
No, December, whatever.
So it's going to be 1 week of a finale, and then the next week, the finale?
Yes.
So it's a pre-finale and then a finale?
No, I guess December 11th and December 18th. So I don't understand, because I've never seen, like, baby, it was also giving Big Brother 3 HOH's parts and all this stuff. I was like, what are we doing? We don't need 2-part finale. So either we're getting down to either episode, I guess the episode the week before is going to be 5 people going down to 3 people, and then the next week we'll get the final 3. That's all I could think about. Because usually we get a whole episode where it goes from 5 to 4 to 3, to winner. So I guess we're breaking it up now. I guess maybe, and I'm hoping they have some content. I hope it's not a bunch of them talking. Because if it's a bunch of talking shit, we don't need them talking. I don't want to hear them talk anymore. I've heard them talk the whole season. I don't want to hear them talk about my because baby, let me tell you something. I skip all Big Brother's journeys. Okay, skip it. I don't care. I watch your journey this whole time. I don't need you to recap it for me, baby. I got podcasts. I have Twitters. I have Instagram for people to recap your journey. I don't need you to do a 30-minute journey. Sorry, I had to get that out.
You did.
They're gonna irk my nerves with this shit. If they start talking, and I just wonder who my mom and my dad and my cousin and my auntie and my uncle, and just me coming from this generation and my generation this, the generation that, and I'm just a third of my generation. And I have to do this because there's so much on the line, and if I don't do this now, I don't know how I'm gonna live, and without living, I'm not gonna be able to live.
If I'm not living, I'm gonna be dead.
Yes,
if I'm dead, I'm gonna be.
Let it go. Let it go. It better not be all that. So, Tiff, do you have any other final thoughts on this episode or anything in general?
I am really enjoying this season of Survivor. I am. Same. It's really good. I don't have a clue who's going to win. I wonder what Gabe leaving means for the next big targets. Well, just like the next big targets, like Kyle and Sam and Genevieve are now the next biggest targets.
Oh, now I remember.
Okay.
It does. The preview does cut to Andy talking about he has an alliance and they're all called the Underdogs.
Oh, yeah, I did see them dap each other up at the water.
Yes, that's the only part I can remember. So
and they want to get Kyle out.
And they want to get Kyle out, yes. So I would say this, either Genevieve or Kyle has to go next. Kyle before Genevieve, but you can't forget about Genevieve because I just get worried with Genevieve in the game because of our girl, Rachel. And I know she wants Rachel. But
Rachel from Southfield ain't going nowhere, okay? So, Genevieve, you going to have to go, girl.
Or based on also, which is good, because Caroline's also looking at Genevieve, which we like that, because before Caroline was looking at Rachel.
Now, don't look
the girls are looking at each other.
Rachel, you better lay low.
Well, until next week, guys, please remember to like, subscribe, and comment. And thank you guys for joining us. And guys, just so you know, we're about a month and maybe 2 months away from Traders, January. So please remember to turn on that notification because I know you guys love our Trader recap. So
follow me on Blue Sky at Tiffany Mitchell.
Yes, and follow me on Blue Sky at the Derek Frazier, where you'll just hear unhinged things. So, Tiffany, I love you so much. Have a great day. Thank you.
Bye, also, guys. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, thank you, Tiff.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
Happy birthday, dear Derek.
Girl, bye.
Happy birthday to you.
All right, you sound better than
But wait.
Say goodbye to Lucius.
So my father-in-law ran in the Senior Olympics last week, right?
Wait, and these pictures were actually hilarious, though, but they were so cute.
But they had this lady sing the national anthem in a gym on a microphone.
Oh, God.
And the gym was not that big. And, baby, it's me and Christian like this. I mean, she skipped some words, made up her own at the end, and then tried to hit that high note. And we was all like, I said, baby, these are singers. They hearing aids going off and everything. I know some dogs is hollering somewhere. Somebody had to take their teeth out, I'm sure, because that was just too much.
That's bad. She's probably like, can I start over?
No. I told Christian, I said, I know I'm singing the national anthem somewhere one day if they giving all these peoples a chance. Might sing it at the inauguration. He letting anybody do anything. Might get my big day. It might be do my big one.
Hey, like you told me last week, we ain't talk about that. Now, all right, guys. Bye.